Hello everyone and welcome to the Smashi Business Show. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, 2025 and I'm Abdul Majid Awan.
And I'm Ward Ahmed and we've got a packed show for you today. So first up, we're going to be discussing how Norway's $2 trillion wealth fund, might I add, the largest wealth fund in the world, it has divested from Israeli companies. Secondly, MBC Group's H1 profit has soared 41% despite Q2's dip amid their leadership change, and the Egyptian startup Breadfast has secured $10 million in Series B2 funding, and it's now valued at close to $400 million. Abu Dhabi's AI sector grows 61% and adds 150 firms in H1 2025.
That's very interesting. We'll talk about it, but the very first story, the very biggest story, is Norway's sovereign wealth fund, the world's largest at $2 trillion, has divested from 11 Israeli companies and ended contracts with asset managers overseeing its Israeli investments. The fund cited the genocide in Gaza as a key factor behind this decision.
So this move actually came after an Afton Post investigation revealed the fund's stake in Bet Shemesh Engines, which is a supplier for Israeli Air Force fighter jets. Now, CEO Nikolai Tangin called the situation extraordinary and said immediate action was necessary.
And as of June 30, last month, the fund held stakes in 61 Israeli companies. It has now fully exited the 11 firms marked for divestment and continues reviewing more for possible exits. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store described the Bet Shemesh investment as worrying.
So previously, the fund sold stakes in Paz Retail and Energy and Bezik, which is Israel's largest telecom provider, due to ethical concerns related to their activities in occupied territories. I believe this happened in May. Now the fund monitors investments closely amid the genocide in Gaza.
And this decision aligns with the wider European trend where major financial institutions are cutting ties to Israeli companies. Governments and activists are pressing investors to reconsider connections to military operations in Gaza, which has turned into a genocide over the last 2 years. We've seen that. They yesterday killed a whole group of journalists, Al Jazeera journalists, 5 journalists. One of the more known journalists in them, Anas, you should go and read his X post, which was posted posthumously since he died, and he asked a friend to post it. And he wrote that in April this year. And you should read it, and you would realize the amount of, I don't know, I don't have words for it. I would just say, just go and read it, and you'll realize that whatever is happening is it's never seen in the history of humanity.
Which is, and I think what you're saying, it's so important because if you actually take a look at this, guys, they've divested from 11 Israeli companies out of these 61 companies that they own stake in. While this is a step towards action, I think what a lot of people have to understand and be aware of is the fact that, you know, this has been happening for 2 years. This has been happening since October 7 in 2023. And the fact that, you know, Norway's fund, they've just decided to sell their stakes. If you actually think about it, these companies that they were investing in, particularly Bet Shemesh, you know, them supplying the air jets to Israeli soldiers, what does that mean? That means in the past 2 years, Bet Shemesh, their share prices have gone up. They're making more money. So the fact that Norway's fund, you know, the largest fund in the world, has now, you know, sold these stakes and divested from 11 companies out of the 61, that means they're making more money out of this. And for me, it's just, to be honest with you, Majid, it's very difficult for me to view this entire situation as like this grand act of righteousness, because in the end of the day, what did you do? You just said, wait, the world is watching. Let me sell my stakes in these companies just so I don't have to be involved. You didn't actually sell those stakes, get the money, and then go like, you know what? Like, I really feel horrible about what's going on. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to donate it to Doctors Without Borders, like, you know, founders like Huda Beauty have done. This is what I mean. Like, I don't see this as like this like grand gesture that the news is making it out to be, that they're painting it to be. You know, they've just divested from 11 out of the 61 Israeli companies that they're somehow investing in. And I think
I think the 11 thing is which are directly involved in Israel's actions, Israel's genocide in Gaza. I think it's the military companies. The rest of them are a lot of people invest in Israeli tech because it's one of the biggest industries in the world. Israeli tech is one of the best in the world. Not only military tech, the other tech as well. You always quote the software company Viz that was acquired by Google, one of the biggest acquisition by Google. So they are good at tech. So I think out of all those 60 companies, they saw which ones were directly involved in the genocide in Gaza, and they divested from that.
No,
but yes, you're right. Where were they for the last 2 years?
But
Where
not
was
just-
everyone in the last 2 years?
But not just that though, Majid. You can't just, I feel like we live in a day and age where you can't just say, okay, because this company is directly building military equipment, that means we need to like move away, sell our stakes. We've seen the role tech companies have to play in genocide. We've seen how just very recently it like came out. To be honest with you, I think it's such a huge scandal. Microsoft being involved in storing over 1 million Palestinian calls an hour in their Azure data centers for the IDF's unit.
8800, I think.
Yeah, 8200,
8200.
and they've been storing calls for them. And what are these calls used for? It's to track what Palestinians are up to. You know, it's to
then
specifically
target people where
you
they
know,
are.
because you have to ask yourself, like, how did they specifically target Anas al-Sharif? How did this specifically happen? So I think it's not excusable for even funds to say, okay, we're moving away from, you know, companies that are linked to military, because we live in a day and age where, you know, there are different things that actually go into, you know, making wars happen, into triggering genocides. But just to add in, there are also other examples of other companies and funds that have divested. So essentially, the Norwegian asset manager Storebrand also sold all of its shares in some Israeli firms. Denmark's largest pension fund divested $7.4 million in Israeli banks and companies, and this was actually last February. And Arlen's sovereign wealth fund divested over $1.2 million from Expedia Group and TripAdvisor over supposed links to Israeli settlements. I honestly would have not expected TripAdvisor. That's a really big name. There's a longer list to go, but you know, we are seeing that they're moving ahead with something here, but it just really looks like, you know, people trying to move away from responsibility. No one wants their name linked to this. And I think that's actually the biggest point here.
Yeah, I think, it's been 2 years. Whoever did it in the start, salute to you, but whoever is doing now, either it's political posing, either it's because, we now see that history has been written and everyone is calling it a genocide. So let's move towards the right side. But when history will be written, everyone will see that the first 2 years, no one did anything. Even the European countries saying that they will accept Palestine as a state in September. France, UK, yesterday Australia announced. New Zealand is thinking about it. A lot of people are now saying, let's go and give them statehood in the UN in September. Where were you for all those years, all the 50, 60 years? It didn't start at October 7, it started way, way before. Where were you then? So that long history cannot, and right now giving them statehood and saying that, it's fine, we'll approve, we'll say that they are a state, it will not remove the history of those 50, 60 years where you didn't. So political posing aside, let's move on to one of the media giants. In Saudi Arabia, Saudi media giant MBC Group reported a 41.1% year-on-year increase in first half 2025 net profit, reaching $89.4 million. Revenues jumped nearly 39% to $807.9 million, driven by strong performance across broadcasting, Shahid streaming, and media and entertainment initiative segments.
So shareholders' equity grew 12.2% to $1.2 billion, while earnings per share hit $0.25. Now, the results demonstrate MBC's broad-based growth fueled by advertising, broadcasting, and content services amid ongoing digital platform expansion.
However, MBC's second quarter profit declined sharply, down 38.3% year-on-year, This drop reflects seasonal volatility tied to Ramadan programming because Q1, a lot of Ramadan programs, they did good. And also, the Ramadan programming boosted Q2 2024 results, but was absent this year, affecting quarterly performance.
So MBC is also undergoing a leadership transition currently with Mike Sneesby, who was appointed Group CEO as of May 1st, 2025, so this year. So the new leadership will aim to sustain growth momentum while managing seasonal revenue swings.
Lastly, investors are closely watching MBC's streaming and media initiatives as the company looks to build on its strong first half performance and navigates challenges in the second half of 2025.
Look, I think that these results, they make so much sense because just very recently we saw how, like, in a first ever move, MBC, specifically Shahid owned MBC, they partnered with Netflix for this like joint subscription. And I never thought that I would honestly hear something like that, because it's not like we're hearing that Netflix and Disney are partnering in America. So the fact that Netflix decided here, okay, I think that we're really going to have to partner with Shahid here, because we don't have the capability to understand, what Arabic language users want, and we want to deliver better to them. But much more than that, I think with the MBC, it's such a successful story in this region. It really is. It has brought to us some of the best TV classics, the best TV channels. I mean, I can never forget MBC3. It was honestly a part of my childhood. Like, they had this specific host, Majid, her name is Asala. Asala left the MBC, but until now, people remember Asala. She's very successful. And, another host, a sweetheart to many in Egypt that they brought is Amra Adib. You know that Amra Adib, he admitted this on live television. Not even live television, it was a forum here that was hosted. He admitted that he gets $2 million a year from the MBC. He's the host of one of the biggest shows for MBC Masr. But, they pay their hosts a lot. There's a lot of money that goes into everything that they do. And by the way, more than 50% of the MBC is owned by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. So there's definitely a lot that goes on in the background there. But to me, I definitely think of it as, one of the region's most important stories. And it's been so critical in actually pushing the industry here, especially the entertainment industry. And I just heard very recently that Saudi movies are going to be able to apply for the Oscars. So that's a really exciting move forward.
Hassan Al-Abri saying good morning. Hi, good morning. And he says, is this a daily thing you all do? If so, what time, please? Every day, 10 a.m. UAE time, you can log in and we'll be live on Instagram, we're live on TikTok, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on the Smashi TV app also, so smashi.tv. Wherever you want to see us, you can come and we'll have a chat. Hassan. Moving on, MBC, the only thing that comes to my mind is they're doing great. Shahid is doing great. I saw Shahid's number in the report and Shahid was going up. They're still not making profit, but still, the last numbers that we did for 2024, Shahid is supposed to make profit this year. That's their goal. But even if it doesn't, 2026 is the other target. By 2026, they want Shahid to become a money-making machine. Right now, it's facing losses. They've cut down the loss, nearly half in 2024. So that's a good story. But MBC overall, it's on the market also. It doesn't do great. It's a very stable share to have. But all these things considering, they're doing great. We are trying to do a lot of stories about earnings, but we try to pick companies which make sense, because every day there's 40 earnings report. Today we're doing Talabat. Let's see what's in the story, what's there in Talabat's story. I hope they've gone up, because since their blockbuster IPO, they've done great. But coming back to MBC, good thing that they're doing good. And another Egyptian startup that we discussed in detail, I think a week ago, last week, Breadfast is doing great also. So Egyptian online grocery platform Breadfast has secured $10 million from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development as part of its Series B2 funding round. This round is led by Africa-focused VC firm Nova Star Ventures.
So Breadfast's valuation has climbed to approximately $382 million, making it one of Egypt's highest valued startups. So the exact link between the recent eBird investment, and this valuation remains unclear.
And founded in 2017 by Mustafa Amin, Mohammed Habib, and Abdullah Naufal, Breadfast offers over 6,000 SKUs with on-demand delivery under 60 minutes across Egypt. The company controls supply from production to doorstep.
And in 2024, Breadfast expanded revenues and improved its bottom line with 39 fulfillment points across 4 cities, most of which are profitable. So the platform delivers nearly 1 million orders monthly to over 300,000 active users.
And the fresh capital will support expansion of Breadfast's vertically integrated grocery operations, including bakeries, dark stores, and last-mile logistics throughout Egypt. The company aims to strengthen its delivery network and infrastructure.
You know, by the way, for their valuation, regarding their valuation, just a while ago, we released a story about how, due to the fact that their valuation has gone up, their investor stakes have actually gone up.
Yeah.
So there was a specific Swedish company, and they have a 7% stake, I believe, in Breadfast. Can you imagine that, their stake has gone from $16 billion to $30 billion? That is how far, their valuation has gone. I think that, it's exciting because this is the future of groceries. This is the future of deliveries for Egypt.
Yeah.
And, I was even thinking about it, Majid. It's like, it's crazy how things have gone for us, how easy things have gone for us here in the Gulf, especially with Noon Minutes, with Kareem. You don't actually realize it, but it is an absolute privilege to be able to wake up at 5 a.m. if you're not feeling well and go on Noon Minutes, founded by Mohammed Al-Abbar, and to order medicine. And it's like in the moment, like I even realized it because I'm like, wait, the supermarket near my house right now, it's not even open. And the fact that you can do that, it is such a great privilege. It's a privilege that everyone should have access to. Egyptians should have access to it. And I think for me, like with Breadfast, the story really touches me because it's like, Egyptian companies are doing great. Just a while ago, we had a discussion about Wilt. So basically, Wilt, it's this platform. It helps people make Arabic websites. They raised $2 million.
I think I should mention Rabbit here. We've done 2 or 3 stories about them, their founder. It is turning out to be the new Noon of Egypt. And they also recently got funded, like start of the year. And then their founder is very active on LinkedIn. But Rabbit is there. Rabbit is also trying to expand in Saudi Arabia now, not UAE. They know UAE is very difficult to crack right now, with Noon and Talabat being the big guns that we have. But they're going to Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia, the good thing is they have so many players, but they have an equally bigger market also. So they have so many people that I think 4, 5, 6 giants can survive there.
There's a lot of cities to dominate there.
Yeah. So there's Rabbit. And I think the point that Word made, everyone should have access to quick groceries, quick medicine, over-the-counter medicine, all these things. And that is where technology plays a good role. It is happening. I think even in Pakistan, my country, it's still a developing country, but still now we have a lot of places. But the problem with, I think, the underdeveloped countries is, what I've realized is, there's always a monopoly. There's only one company that's doing it. So at the end of the day, the consumer is like, he can't negotiate the price of delivery. So in Pakistan, I think 90% of the market, food delivery market, is Food Panda. And that's by Deliveroo. Sorry, not by Deliveroo, Delivery Hero. So Food Panda owns 90% of the market. So you can't really fight with them, oh no, I won't pay this much fee, or I have a competitor, I'm going there. You can't. Whatever they charge you, you have to pay. But good that we have options.
Yeah.
You can look at Talabat, you can look at Noon, you can look at Deliveroo, you can look at multiple options.
Literally
and be like,
endless
this one is
discounts
charging
to take
less.
a look at.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Obviously, Egypt also, as soon as they get more and more and more people coming in, more startups, not only in grocery, basically Q-commerce, the quick commerce of 10, 15, 20 minutes. Good for you guys also. Happy that you'll get all this as well. Last story for today is a feel-good story from Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi's artificial intelligence sector expanded by 61% from June. This is wrong. This was a mistake made by me in the story also. It's from June 2024 to June 2025, so last year. They reached 673 companies according to Abu Dhabi Chamber data. The Emirate added 150 AI companies in the first half of this year. In the first 6 months, that's a lot of companies, and they become the fastest growing AI ecosystem in the MENA region.
So more than 58% of these AI businesses focus on innovation, research, and consultancy. So Abu Dhabi is building a mature, research-driven artificial intelligence market fueled by strategic investments and advanced infrastructure.
And key industries driving adoption include healthcare, logistics, finance, and education. Leading institutions support open source projects and global collaboration, further strengthening Abu Dhabi's AI ecosystem.
So under the 2025 to 2028 roadmap, the Abu Dhabi Chamber aims to streamline business operations and enhance policy advocacy to support AI sector growth.
And lastly, efforts also include connecting the Emirates AI community to international markets, and that's very important, with the goal of cementing Abu Dhabi's position as a global AI hub. And there's this, I don't know what to call it, but it's called Hub 71. It's a startup incubator program where startups can go register, they can get accepted, they can build a whole startup, they get everything. They basically, the biggest thing that they get is access to funding. A lot of people go to Hub 71 to find startups. There's like, I think 30-40% of the startups in Hub 71 are foreign startups. So it's not only millionaires moving. You go to the Hub 71 page, you'll find very interesting people talking about their startups. And a lot of them are from UK. So the millionaires are not moving here. Not only the millionaires are moving here, it's the startups that are also moving from the UK. So it's a very nice setup. And I think that is one of the reasons that Abu Dhabi is leading the charge. Also, we saw when Mr. Trump came, they also announced that AI, big giant AI institution that is going to be built, and then Stargate is going to be a part of it. So it only makes sense that they are doing great.
It does, but you know what it also is, Majid? Honestly, I am so sick and tired about hearing about artificial intelligence. Honestly, like, I'm gonna be totally real with you. Every single time I see an artificial intelligence story, skip. Absolute skip. If I don't see anything life-changing that is going on, a new invention, I move past it, because like, what is the point of telling me that AI is going to replace my job? Like, let's keep it moving. Like, I don't want to hear about this. How is this making me more productive? I think that the conversation around AI has almost become much more of a trend rather than something useful. If you're gonna come and tell me that you're giving me useful tools that I can use, AI tools, sure, I will listen to you. But if the conversation is AI is gonna replace your job, and you know, we're hiring for AI officers, and it's like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, honestly, nobody wants to hear that. I think, you know, your point about Abu Dhabi and, you know, attracting all of this, it's interesting, because to me, the way that I see it is, honestly, all of this is happening to specifically that city because of the, you know, the royals that are situated there, and specifically His Highness Sheikh Tahnoon. He's the chairman of MGX. He's also a chairman of Mubadala Investment Company, and I do believe that he's, you know, taking the charge there and leading the growth that they're having for artificial intelligence. We also see it especially with G42. The fact that all of these companies are headquartered there definitely does play a role in how far they've come with everything. And that's a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the Smashi Business Show. Make sure to follow us across all social media channels at Smashi Business, and stay ahead with our daily newsletter. You'll find the subscription link in the description.
This has been the Smashi Business Show, a Smashi Business production, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. A big shout out to our 2.5 million monthly listeners, trying to reach 10 million. Please help us do that. Mr. Hassan, you're the one commenting today. Please help us. Show it to your friends. Tell your friends. We're a very nice show that you should see every morning, 10 a.m. UAE time. Have a great day. Thank you for all that you guys do. Come watch us. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you on Wednesday.